Hello Leos, how you doing? Welcome to your Energy Tarot reading here on the Astroflower, going from the 11th to the 17th of November. I hope you're doing well. Have you seen the energy update? If you have, you will know the energies that we will be talking about in accordance to your elements within your petals of your Astroflower. So we'll be going into that later on, pulling a few cards on what the messages are trying to convey to us through the energies. And yes, we also got a link coming out this weekend about the Zoom Room Energy Tarot 2025 reading. If you want to be part of that, it'd be a private sort of session between in a group where I'll do the 2025 reading, and then you can ask a question, and we'll pull some cards on that and get some bigger or deeper insight into what 2025 may have in store for each and every one of us. So if you want to be part of that, there is a link down below. There'll be a link in there down below some point over the weekend, so you're going to be able to book up a place for that. In the meantime, let's just bring up the Astroflower and see what's going on for you. Here's your overall energies here. Let's just see what's going on for you, Leo. There's like it's like an attitude from or an within you, that within your relationship side is like sort of, I'm going to give only so much, and then after that I can't give you everything. It's like when someone asks for their, they take your fingers and end up taking your arm, and you sort of, it's that sort of thing. I think I think you're also preserving your emotions at the moment, your connections with the world around you, and it could well be the fact that you are concentrating on maybe a new relationship that you've got involved in. So you can't be with everybody else. You can't be everywhere, as it were. So it seems to be that sort of thing. I think there's a real cut-off point for your energy, as if to sort of say, I'm going to give, I'll give, I give. No, I can't. I can't give you everything, because then I won't have anything for me to live. Sort of scenario. So I think there's a definite difference between the two. Let's just see what's going on the financial sort of side. There seems to be a bit of a gamble that you need to do, and I think it's a calculated gamble. It's like a business adventure that you're going on, and it could be for your career path or your business or your projects. But it seems here is as like within you, you're willing. I think you have enough elements within your favour at the moment to take a very calculated risk, which could pay off incredibly well for you. So if you're thinking about starting a business, changing career or a job, and etc. If things really do sort of play in your favour, I would, because even if you go for another job, let's just say you went for another job that was better paid, etc., and all of a sudden your company that you're working for got wind of that, and they may turn around and kind of go, oh, we want to keep Leo on board here, really. We don't really want to lose them, so let's offer them a better job. I think whichever way you play it here, it seems to play in your favour, but you've got to go for it yourself. You've got to be engaged in that risk taking in a way. You get the Seven of Cups. This is it. I think there's lots of options here, but there's only one thing that's making it feel right. It's if it feels right for you, then yes, follow it. And I think this is where you're following your inner sense, inner being that's sort of saying, yeah, I think I can earn a lot of money out of this, therefore I'm going to go ahead and do it. And that's really playing very well for you as you go forward. Really, really well. And making you feel sort of very in one with what you're doing, both on your relationship side and on your financial side. It's really empowering in a way. Let's just see what's going on the relationship side. There seems to be a new person that you're spending a lot more time on, and this may mean that you can't obviously be here, there, and everywhere for everybody else at the same time. And there's got to be a bit of understanding, a bit of give and take from everybody that is around you, as much as from yourself. But here is it seems to be on your karmic path to explore that relationship you have with that person, this new relationship. It doesn't go out very far on the universal connection here, and I think this is because maybe you're on the one-to-one. You're having a bit of us time sort of scenario within your relationship. Whatever it is, it seems to be very focused on very few rather than the multitude. And in your past, it seems like you had to put up with a lot of trouble from the world around you. And it may have been some people didn't like the relationship that you just got into, that felt a little bit sort of like their nose put out of joint because all of a sudden Leo's not there, sort of scenario. But there's a divine future together with someone else. Maybe you're realizing that this week, that someone is right for you. And once you step into that arena, it will change your relationships with everybody else around you. And it seems like that's what's happening here. And out of the lessons that come in this week here is the past is the past. Don't try and change the past. Try and create your future. That's the sort of lesson that comes out of there. Look at that. On your karmic path, you have this authoritarian sort of a figure of the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is very knowledgeable. He's got all these books in the background, but also he's concerned about the family, the unit, the tribe, as it were, the people that are around them. And it's almost as if like he has authority over them. And I think it's because you're choosing a pathway which seems to bring you in not only joy and happiness and abundance, but also, like weight and authority in a way. It gives you stature, I think, this relationship. And it's a really good relationship, not just for you, but for the other person as well. There's a lot of victories to be had, of joy and moments of elation to be had in all of this. Yeah, that's the card that came out. It seemed to be the other way, but I think there it is, the Star card, and that comes in from the universal connection. I think it's because, as I said, I think with the people that are around you, if you've got this relationship, if you're starting to build a one-to-one relationship within you, within your surroundings, you should be following that. You should be paying attention to that, and the outside world will have to sort of admire you as a star from distance at the moment. And look at that. In your past self, you get the Four of Wands marriage card, the coming together of two plans. So it could well be this relationship that you've already got into, and it's a good relationship, and I think it bodes very well for you. As I said, I think it brings you in a lot of stature in the world and makes you feel incredibly happy about where you're going. And in the future, look at that, there's the Two of Cups. It is all about a relationship here and a marriage thing that's going on. I think you're very happy with the relationship that you are creating at the moment. And I think you want to give it time. You want to spend time on all of this. And as you do, it's just going to make you more and more not only in love with the other person, but in love with the you, as in the us, as it were, between you and this other person. There is a real beautiful energy that's flowing through this flower at the moment, certainly on your relationship side. And in your the lessons that come out of this week here, you get the Nine of Cups. It's following your heart's desire here. And the moment you do that, that's when you realise you've got a lot of things to explore, and it should be fun and etc. But there seems to be a degree of authority, and I think it's almost like the relationship itself is being the authority on the collective and the group of people that are around you. Let's just see what's going on your financial side. There's a definite drive on your karmic path to go forward. And this is like, it's like fate in a way. It's ordained. This is where I think it's like a calculated risk. You can't really lose out of this, and your karmic path is for you to have success. It seems to be giving you uh, karmic payback, as it were, good payback, as it were, on the karmic front. On the connection to the universe, that's playing into this. If you feel it, I think you're going to bring a lot of people with you. It's if you start this movement within your career path or your business or your job, I think you're going to get a lot of support from the world that is around you, with people that is around you, coincidences, being in the right place at the right time to seize on that right opportunity. And on the past self is also playing to this. It seems like you set up a situation where, I wouldn't say it's boom or bust, but it seems to be a little bit like that. And it's much more calculated than that. Therefore, it's much more orientated towards the the boom than the bust, as it were. Okay, let's just see what's going on with the future self. Seems to be money that's coming in that you seem to be pushing in different areas. So you could be paying off a lot of debt. This helps you to pay off some debt or mortgage, or it helps you to redistribute your wealth or your income across multitudes of different areas. Really, it's a lot of abundance, but a useful abundance, as it were. It's not just accumulating wealth; it's actually using it, maybe to actually. This could be part of the gamble. You could be investing the money into various different things or into a project. What's the lessons that come out of this week here? Don't look a gift horse in the mouth. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Uh, what would be an American phrase? I think, go big or go home. That sort of thing. It's that sort of scenario here that comes out of this. So on your karmic path, you have the Ace of Wands. Look at that. This is an ultimate goal of out with the old and in with the new. This is igniting your passions, igniting your fire after a clear goal, really going after something. And this is what I'm talking about, where it's a sort of a gamble, but it's a calculated gamble. On your connection to the universe, you have the Page of Wands. Yeah, people are coming into your life. As I said, there's a lot of movement. You're creating a lot of movement. The more you can make it exciting or enjoyable, your engagement with this sort of like advancement that you're doing, this risk that you're taking, I think it's going to encourage other people to get excited about what's happening in your life. And when you do, that's when you're getting this momentum of energy coming into your life. In the past, you get the Fool, leap of faith. It's going back to that, taking a calculated risk, because these were all playing into there. If you feel it right, then it's definitely right. The karmic path was playing into your future, and these two were playing into here. If you feel it and you feel it's right, then do take that calculated risk. I think it works really well for you. Okay, and in your future self, oh, look at that, you get the 10 of Wands. Yeah, I think you might have been carrying, say, like a little bit of debt, a little bit of complications, not being able to do certain activities because you might not have had enough money and stuff like that. That's going to change, where you can start unburdening yourself from the restrictions of the past, and now you can open up to something that is far greater and much more sort of rewarding to you in the future. Go big or go home, basically. Don't have that internal doubt within you. That's where the feeling comes into it with the Seven of Cups here. It is a bit tricky on the financial side, but I don't think there's any way out of it. I think the karmic path here is really dictating to you, and it's got to get on and do. Don't have that internal conflict within you, because otherwise that will hold you back or pull you back from your own success. Okay, let's just see how the energies at the moment are affecting the elements within your flower. So as we do that, we're just going to see what's happening on the sun at the moment. So here's the sun from this week here. First things first, let's notice these two coronal holes. The sun or solar flares or sunspots have been really condensed into the equator zone, and that's where we know we're coming to very much to the end of the high cycle of solar cycle 2025. But there has been a lot of filament energies, as I've been saying over the past few weeks in the energy update. If you haven't seen the energy update, please do go and see it. We do have these big coronal holes coming in. And coronal holes is all about Earth energy. So that's the energy I think that's going to be playing into the system. At the moment, within the energy that we're living on the Earth at the moment, there is a lot of air energy. And as this Earth energy comes in, it will consume that air in a really good way, in a very productive way, turning ideas into production, into results. And this is where you could be the calculated gambling thing can really help you out with the energies that are coming through. The other main thing, feature that is really on the sun at the moment is the filament energies. They're still very present, but not as nearly as present as the coronal holes. So I think we're going to be looking at air and earth mainly. There is one other thing I would like to sort of say about the filament energies, and we went into it in detail on the energy update. But as you can see here, this is the sun. This is the same picture of the sun. There's that coronal hole gradually going through, and there's the next one coming through. What happens is we got one sunspot here. We got another one that's just coming through, and we have one in the middle. Now they did release a few X flares, but none of them hit the Earth. And when it was directed totally towards the Earth, nothing came off the sun in our direction, and it was all retained fire more than anything else. But it has been playing a little bit with the filament energies. So what we're going to do is, if we pay attention to this sunspot here, we have it feeding this sunspot here with filament energies. And you can see there's loads of filament energies all over the place. So that is quite a factor going on. But as these sunspots erupt, it's being fed by this filament energy, which has a fire line that goes all the way through it. So it's giving a lot of fire, passions, to the emotional side of life. Here it goes there it goes, zips across, as you can well see. So we're going to be looking at that as well, the combination between water and fire, and the combination between earth and air. Okay, so let's just bring up your flower. Here it is here. On your flower here, there is a lot of air and water on your relationship side, but not anything in the way of air and fire. The only air and fire is where you've got your fire, your fixed fire, with this cardinal air that comes in with Libra. It's the same thing we have on this side here. We have that mutable air that comes in from Gemini, which goes through your fixed fire there. But down at the base, it's fire and earth and fire and earth. And I think this is almost as like your Seven of Cups that you've got. It's this emotional direction for you. It should be absolutely clear, because the passion through that emotion is feeding the ideas of the earth energy that blows all the way through your financial sort of side. But the main things I want to be looking at is really, and we have it on this side here, is your karmic path on your relationship side, the air energy that's coming into you on both sides, your financial and your relationship side. So let's just bring back up your cards here. So what we're going to be looking at is that emotional energy, that mental energy, that air energy that comes in between the Four of Wands and the Two of Cups. This could be about you setting up your own marriage, your situation with another person. So let's, and it's also going to be playing very much on that King of Pentacles, on that sort of side of life. So let's just see what's going on for you. Let's pull a few cards on that. You get the Five of Pentacles. As I said, you might have had difficulty within this new relationship, or with this idea of you getting married to someone. You might have created complications with the world around you, which may have shut you out in the cold a little bit in regards to everybody else. But it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, because then you can see people for what they really are, basically, without you having to do much. And then you get this Queen of Swords. Now that's very much Libran energy that's coming in. It's bringing in here and connecting your past to your future on your relationship side. And it's really tapping onto your karmic path that I wanted to have a look at as well, which you've got the two sort of cardinal energies of air and of earth, and I think it's going to be very particular. But it's what it's doing is you are choosing your own direction. This is the main thing about it. You're taking a direction that is good for you, and that's because you've got the Seven of Cups within your energy. It's becoming obvious. There is no real choices in life. Choices are an illusion. You know, when it feels right for you, there is no choice. You've just got to go ahead and do that. Let's just see what goes on with the King of Pentacles. Look at that. It's a real sort of revelation for you. Judgment card here. You responding to your true inner calling. And I think that's where the energies is encouraging you to do that. And if you look at your inner calling is that, you know, is the beautiful side you have on your sort of relationship side, which is absolutely phenomenal for you. Absolutely phenomenal. It can really bode for some beautiful interludes with your partner, etc. And with life itself, it really does sort of set you up beautifully. Let's just have a look at what this mutable air and this mutable earth that's crossing here right above this karmic path here. And it could be, this is where it's a bit of a gamble because it's mutable. Fixed energy is fixed. Cardinal energy is going somewhere. It's chosen a direction as well. That's why we've got the cardinal energy here with the Queen of Swords. But mutable energy can play both ways, and it can sometimes be a lot of doubt. And that's what the Five of Swords is about. So I want to see how this energy is sort of like affecting this Ace of Wands within you. Let's just see. Let's put a few cards on that. You got the Page of Swords. That means you've got the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords on this side here. A lot of learning about using your passions and your ideas and converting them into reality. And then you get the Emperor card. Yeah, you do need to own it. You really do need to own your future. It is helping you to do that, and I think that's where that cardinal earth is coming into it, because it's the Emperor is a control over the physical empire, the physical aspects of the empire, and that's that mutable earth energy that you're sort of like you're choosing to do this calculated risk with authority. You know, and what does it bring up? Seven of Cups. This is follow that. Follow your inner feeling. Follow that energy there with the Ace of Wands. At Seven of Cups, as I said, you've got it twice now on your inner energy and on the energy that's coming in for you from the universe, from the prana energy. Just following the evident course for you that you feels right for you. And if it feels right for you, that's the only person really that it needs to feel right to. Once you know that, then there is no choice. I've got to go ahead and do that. So yeah, really good week for you, Leos. Thanking you very much for being here with us. I hope you get the best out of these readings. Thank you very much for the support that you give this channel. Don't forget about the link to the Energy Tarot 2025 Zoom room meeting. So, you know, if you want to be part of that, you're finding it in a link. Yes, I will see you soon. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.